You all, we are not licensed professionals. You know, we are just here on this roller coaster called life, trying to be better friends to one another, trying to be better human beings on this planet. If you're tuning in, we are not opting out of therapy. We are not advocating that you listen to us and not see someone who is licensed and trained to help you with day-to-day life on how to cope and deal. So we advocate for therapy a lot here. We believe that everyone has something to talk to somebody about. So, just like to make that disclaimer that we're just here giving our opinions and having discussions week by week. And we're hoping that, you know, maybe you can find something useful, or if at least find a little humor in this terrible, terrible rock we call the world.
In other words, if you listen to our advice and you get popped in the mouth, don't at us.
Yeah, don't at me because you may get popped in the mouth again. Welcome back to another episode of Friendship University. I am Kristen, and as always, I am welcome with my... I don't know. I lost it.
What up, hotties? It's your hot girl coach out here, Miki, back on this mic.
Absolutely. You are becoming a hot girl.
My goal is to become a hot girl by 30.
I do hot girl.
Like, we already talked about it, so I have to get... Like, what was the list again?
Time is money. I don't want to say it out loud.
Lashes.
Yeah.
BBL.
Or you can work for your own body. We're body positive
right,
over
fitness,
here. So
you know,
whatever you
bodies
do,
like fitness.
You want to do fitness, or you want to go out and pay for it, girl. Do whatever you need
I gotta
to do.
get a clutch, maybe. I don't know.
Not
Do hotties
clutch.
do clutches?
It depends on the...
Do you say Teflon?
Teflar.
What is that? Teflar?
Oh, you're failing the hottie quiz. This isn't good.
Oh no, I have like 4 years to get it together. I follow Meg Thee Stallion on TikTok, and she be getting me right. She teach me what it means to be a hottie.
She's out here. We're gonna get you there. You're a stallion as well, so I think we can get you there. But yeah, welcome back to another episode. We're so happy to have you joining us for another week of our shenanigans. As you know, you can anticipate episodes from us every Friday, Friendship Fridays. I feel like it's been so long since I've seen Miki. Like, how you doing? I felt like
We
I
saw each
sounded
other
like,
last week.
I feel like I also sounded like what's her name that had that talk? Wendy Williams. Well, how are you doing?
I thought you were gonna say Bella from Twilight.
Oh no, no, we're not gonna do that. No,
Yes.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do
We
it
can
on
do
here.
it. It's fine.
I don't want to offend anybody. I don't listen. You like Twilight? Cool.
I don't see how.
I'ma leave it there.
Listen, so pause right here. So I'm not a big movie person. Like I like movies more now than I used to when I was younger. So there's like a lot of like popular movies that I've never seen. Like I had just now watched Kill Bill. I just now watched Harry Potter. I just now watched Lord of the Rings. And also along with that list was Twilight. And if you like that movie at any point in your life, you're insane.
Listen, like I said, you know, the books offered a little bit different than the film, but
I
okay.
can't speak on the books. I don't know how the books were, but I'm telling you, them movies, go back and watch it now. I promise you.
I'm not even gonna say the books. I'm not even gonna say the
Insanity.
books offered something because I only read the first, but like I said, what's her name?
Bella.
Her real name, the actress.
Oh.
Not Kirsten.
Kristen Dunst? No.
Take all this out because that's all wrong. It's not Kirsten Dunst.
No, it's fine.
It's
we can keep this in.
not.
It's fine if we don't know her name. She don't be in nothing.
That's a lie! That girl was just in something.
Kristen
I
Stewart.
saw.
It's Kristen Stewart.
Kristen Stewart.
Her mouth was open the whole movie.
I don't think
Just open mouth. Just... That was the whole movie.
Listen, like I said, if you like it, that's cool with me. It wasn't my cup of tea. I have a lot of plights outside of her mouth being open.
I do too. That finale.
The finale.
I was angry.
The fighting over her. It was. I have a lot of opinions about it that I will choose to keep to myself in this moment.
With one last thing before we move on, because this one scene really like shook me. Which I didn't expect it, but the part when Rotisserie snapped her back.
Somewhere deep down, I knew that's what you were going to say. Somewhere deep down,
that baby said, "Yeet!" Oh my god, I never laughed so hard in my life. Oh my god, that shit was so funny. But
it was kind of like that director's cut we just watched.
Oh my goodness.
when they were on Amazonia. That nigga came in, it was like, yee! It was just like, my face!
Fucking Justice League.
My back!
But, anyway.
Yo, okay, I had a feeling you were going to say that. But yeah, outside of that, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, though. I don't really have anything super interesting to report on from last week compared to this week. Honestly, like, this is the same kind of thing that happens during, like, my one-on-ones on work. Where, like, you have it weekly, and they're like, "What's new? Anything? Have you anything
but
new?"
But you're not gonna treat me.
Nothing's changed. Nothing. The week over week, I don't change that often. But no, you're not like my manager.
I was
just
saying,
saying,
you're not
like,
gonna treat me like Susie Q in HR. Like this ain't severance. You ain't coming in and you mind your boop boop. You change. Like, come on. Like,
listen.
how are you? Is what I'm just asking. Like. You good?
No, I appreciate you asking. I'm just saying, like, it reminded me of that. Because, listen, working in tech, you be having week over week meetings talking about the same thing you talked about last week. But,
you're right. And I know we talk outside of this, so I pretty much do know how you're doing.
But I'm good, doing good. The cat's doing good.
I know.
The baby's doing good. I've recently gotten into walking. Just, like, walking around the neighborhood. Working from home, I don't get outside often enough. And also trying to work on me fitness.
I love it.
I need a witness. So that's been pretty nice. I went for a walk today. Now, mind you, that walk was negated by having a cinnamon roll before I got here. But baby steps. At least I'm walking.
Yeah. You're getting up, you're getting your body moving, and you had a cinnamon roll. Enjoy yourself.
Like, I like being active. Like, I like going on hikes. I like swimming and, like, going to play tennis and stuff like that. I'm not massive into weightlifting. I do it now more. Like, I used to do it a lot when I was younger, and then I got hit by a Civic. And now I'm getting back into it, but not with the same, like, flavor or, like, energy for it. So I'm getting back into that slowly and just trying to focus on, once again, me fitness. So, yeah, overall, things are good, honestly. I'm debating if I want to decide to go see Charlotte DeWitt in New York.
That's coming up.
Ambiguous mutual friend that sits between us here at the podcast. Drop some DeWitt in here. You know the one with the motorcycles. Vroom, vroom, okay. Just because, why not? The world is ending. Polio, monkeypox, COVID, America.
And you know
might as well just go.
May as well. And you know what? If the new music that has dropped in the last month has not taught us anything, it's that there is a variety of music out there for you to choose from. So
I can't wait to see Beyonce at EDC.
Beyonce. I was about to say Beyonce Summit. Come on, girl, we waiting. Okay.
Claude Beyonce.
If you know, you know.
Green Beyonce.
Okay. Beyonce Velvet, girl, we waiting for you.
Can't wait
for you to just open up the club. No, that makes me happy though. I like that you're getting out and walking. And speaking of tennis, actually, you said that and made me think about what Serena Williams just announced. Did you see that?
What'd you do?
Well, so she officially announced that tennis will no longer be her main source of income, for lack of better terms. She's done. But she does not like the word retirement. She said something along the lines of, I'm ascending to something outside of tennis or something like that. And I just really felt that. I really appreciate that.
Hell yeah, I respect it. Go off, Queen. What you doing now? Do you know?
We don't, but I think this was just her official announcement that I'm letting the rest of the world come in. So
Must be nice to just up and quit your mainstream income.
at 40.
At 40.
Whew, goals.
Okay, I have decided I no longer want to do this, and I'm not going to.
I don't have to.
Don't have to. Because the way if I don't clock in tomorrow, it's a wrap. One day.
One day.
Because I'm trying to win Keno. Cash for life. Girl, I'm trying to win $1,000 a day for the rest of my life. You hear me? Oh, girl, where was it? Kentucky won $1 billion. Like, what are you going to do with that? Like, could you imagine just waking up tomorrow being a billionaire? I think I would have, like, I would actually have to, like, I would have to survive the heart attack. Like, I would only be able to be a billionaire, implying that my heart didn't give out on me immediately.
I think you would be, you are someone who has to see it, like, literally see it on paper and, like, almost like a blood oath type deal for you to feel like it's real. So I think you would see, you'd be like, ain't no way.
You're right.
And
I definitely.
You would go,
and
you would turn in your ticket, and they'd be like, okay, so we need to fly you out here. And you'd be like, ain't no way. And then you get on the plane and be like, this is all a setup. It's a
setup. It's always a setup. They're trying to give me up.
You would get off the plane, and then they would say, okay, sir, we just need you to go this way. And this is where you're going to do your press conference.
And that's when the robot ninjas come out and get my ass. I bet you it is.
Yeah. She was in Kentucky or Illinois, somewhere like that. And did you see how much taxes got taken away from her?
I don't even care, because that's still millions of dollars. You're right. Also, it's always these no-name states. Kentucky. North Dakota.
If we have anyone listening from these states, we love you. But this is why my mom always asks me to get lottery tickets when I'm out and about.
Listen.
Because they feel like it's not going to happen here. So she's like, but the last time, she didn't tell me she was upset. And I can say this because she'll never listen. But she didn't tell me she was upset. But I knew that she was upset that I could not get those lottery tickets last time I was out of town.
Listen, Colorado's, I wouldn't consider it a no-name state for the most part.
People have won in Colorado, though, I think. I think people have won in Colorado.
I won in Colorado, not millions, but remember we went to that one little shop to stop at the restroom, and I got one scratch off, and it was like, you had a free ticket. I went back in there, I got another one. It was like $10. I was like, let me run it again. I kept running it. I think I came out like net positive $60 out of that. Unfortunately, our ambiguous mutual friend who's sitting here with us did not have the same fortune, but you know what's crazy? She also gave you a winning ticket recently.
Oh, she told you about that. I knew
she
that
did.
Was plaguing her. I knew it. I couldn't say anything because what do you say in those situations?
Listen, I'm not gonna hold you. If I got someone to scratch off and they won, I would be looking at them like, you got to give that back to me.
No, here's the thing.
You got to give that back. I'm sorry. Like, I know I gave this to you, but I didn't think you were going to win, so I need you to hand it back. Or at least give me 50%, because you wouldn't have got it if it wasn't for me.
So I thought about, okay, there's two parts to that. Because I thought about that. But this same mutual friend just told me when we were out of town to not feel obligated to reciprocate when someone shows kindness to you. And so I said, when I realized how much I had won on it, I said, dang, they spent $2 on this. And I just won 1,000 times more than what they just spent on this. Maybe I should break them off. And then in my mind was their voice. Do not feel obligated to reciprocate the kindness that people show to you when it's not necessary. And that's that's not to say don't be kind to people. Like okay.
Oh no.
Let me just give the backstory just real quick. We were out and someone gave me something. And then I got something that person really liked. And I was like, dang, maybe I should give them this because they just gave me that. And they were like, don't feel obligated to like give them that just because they gave that to you at the kindness of their heart. Like, just, that's what it is. And so I put the ticket in my purse.
There it is.
And I moved. I thank the Lord for putting them in my life. And now I am that much more richer. So it is what it is.
I'm letting you know right here, right now. If you want to scratch off that's any more than $100, you got to break me off some bread.
I'll never tell you then. I'll never tell you because, let me tell you. So I don't play lottery often. This person's actually been educating me on the lottery. My mom, I did have people in my family that play, but like I didn't really know a lot about it. But I specifically remember my mom thinks I'm like a leprechaun. Honestly, she is always asking me to buy her scratch offs because every time I buy her scratch off, she wins. And she doesn't always win like big, but she wins. But there was one specific time that, and Bible thumpers don't come for me because, yeah, gambling is what gambling is. But
it is what it is.
I don't care.
There's worse things it could be.
I don't care. Your comments. I don't care. You're wasting your breath. So, I was dead broke. My mom's one of her love languages, her main love language is gifts. So, she loves to receive things. She loves to be thought of in that manner. And so, I was dead broke one birthday. Her birthday rolled around and I think I was like freelancing. I don't know. Like, I didn't have any money. Like... If the law could have been after me for creditors, they would have been after me. I have nothing. So, I went to the corner store, like literally around the corner from her house, because I had picked up a card, and I said, I can't take this card without something. Because, let's just be honest, a card is not a gift, unless there's money in it. Or something in it. A gift card, something. Okay, because I'll be opening them cards. Where the money at? I love cards. I'm a very sentimental person. I love messages. But that's, for a lot of people, that's not a gift. So I went around to the corner store. I bought a $1 scratch off. And I remember going to my car and I prayed to the Lord. And I said, Lord, I don't have anything to give my mom. Just let her win something off of this. Like, let her win something she can buy herself now. I went to her house. I dropped that off. I was just chilling. And I walked into the kitchen and she was sitting at the table in disbelief. And I was like, did you see a ghost? Like, bitch, I'm a ghost. Like, what's going on? And she was like, can you read it? She was like, maybe I need my glasses because I think I'm not reading the scratch off right. And I read it. And I said, yeah, you won X amount of money. Actually, I don't even have to say X. She won $500.
And I would have been taking at least $250.
And she was like, did I really just win $500 in that? And I was like, yeah, that's what it says. And ever since then, this was a long time ago, she's like, oh, every time you buy me a scratch. And it's really not anything. I literally bought it because I had nothing. I think I paid for it in change, to be honest. I think I paid for it in the change that was in my car.
And I would have been like, hey, Mom, it's crazy. I used my last penny to get you that ticket. Can I borrow $100?
No, I just let her. She lived it up for whatever $500 could have gotten you in that time, which I'm sure is much
a lot more
than
now.
What it,
you can buy a pack of chicken and some Baby Ray's barbecue sauce with that.
Baby Ray's, maybe a toilet tissue, maybe a roll, maybe a double ply.
Maybe.
We'll see. But yeah, so all that to say, if your friends give you a lottery ticket and you win, do what you want with it. If you feel
you fake if you don't give them the money. I'm just talking
you
about that.
Fake.
At least recoup them their losses. Here's the dollar you spent on this ticket.
That's fair. Keep it. I thought about it, but that would make them upset. I'm sure if I gave them $1. If your friend won $500,000 off of a $2 scratch off, and they gave you $2, you would probably never talk to them again.
I'd rather take the $2 than get no money back, or at least take me to like a nice dinner or some shit. Like, damn, we look good now. We can go get some crab legs or something.
I'm not understanding the recompense you're looking for from the gift that was supposed to be from your heart you gave somebody else. What kind of what are you looking for?
If anybody's going to be giving the gift of money, it's me to myself. I'll be gifting myself money.
Okay, yeah. Anywho, I'm good. Thanks for asking. I'm fine.
Lovely. Good to hear that. Tell us, the people, why we're here. See money?
We're here because, we talk about being better humans, better people to one another. In that means being in better relation to people. For this podcast specifically, we talk about friendship, and we just want people to know that the art of friendship is not lost. We're out here just trying to be better. We know the world is on fire, but that doesn't mean your relationships have to be. So we're just here, and we are this week going to be having a discussion around a topic we're hoping you can find some use in. As you all know, we opened up with icebreaker questions that have just been hitting, so we're just out here with the questions. Even though I think we did get like it wasn't on, I don't know. We'll talk about that off the line. We got a suggestion about what an icebreaker could be, and maybe we'll try that next week. But this week, we're gonna stick with questions because questions just hit. So, Mickey, I'm gonna ask you, what's the most interesting hobby you've ever been introduced to by a friend, or perhaps maybe like the most interesting hobby you've ever introduced to a friend?
You really be asking the most hard-hitting questions.
I'm that book.
But you know what's crazy? You give me time to prepare for the questions, and I just don't think about it until I'm
prepare.
sitting here. I'm just like, oh.
You never prepare. It's like I marinate you like a chicken, but
Please never, ever in your life, ever refer to me as a marinated chicken. I would really appreciate it. I feel touched in a really gross kind of way.
I'm so sorry.
I feel like a piece of meat.
Unseasoned chicken.
That's fair. I am seasoned.
You are very well seasoned.
What would you season me with?
I would probably put a little paprika on you.
Ooh.
Maybe a little lemon pepper. No salt, because we don't want you inflated, because I'm going to add my own special sea salt.
Oh.
So I don't want it to be over salted.
Okay.
Maybe a little pepper. I may even throw a little like amino acids on you, which is similar to soy sauce.
Mm.
This is not all at once. Maybe if it depends on what kind of meal I'm
like
making.
A garnish or something.
I would put some fresh herbs on you for sure, because you are delicate and you are to be seen. You should be on display. Okay. So I would do that. I would probably put a little rosemary, maybe.
This is a lot.
Cut some tomatoes up with you.
Is it bad? I'm kind of turned on right now.
I don't know if you've seen that Instagram page of that girl who cooks for her sister every day. There is a Instagram of a young lady. I'm saying young lady because I do not know this girl's age. She looks young to me, but she's black, so black don't crack. So I don't know. Her sister made an Instagram page for her because she cooks for her. Culinary arts is her calling. And long story short, she raised funds. She now has a cookbook on Amazon, all this different stuff. But she recently made a dish where she made a rotisserie chicken. She sat the chicken on a very small beach chair and put a beach umbrella in it. And it looked like someone who just got a BBL.
I want it. That made me hungry. But
it looked delicious. And that's when I imagine a seasoned chicken, that's what I imagine you as.
I'll take that, actually. But at least my plan worked. I distracted you long enough for me to come up with an answer.
Ooh! Tally.
The art of deception is not a talent I really have, honestly. So I would say the most interesting / actually funny enough, like life-altering funny, like in a really interesting way, thing that I've been introduced to was electronic music.
Somebody introduced you to electronic music?
Yeah, actually. Funny enough, I did not really like electronic music a lot when I was growing up. I had a group of friends in high school. It was just me and a few other guys. They were a few months older than me, but that few months difference plays a big part in the story. But anyway, they had all turned 18. I was still 17. And there was like this like club rave thing or whatever that they all wanted to go to. I wanted to go, kind of, sort of, but I was also kind of like, I don't really like electronic music. I just want to go because they're going, kind of thing. Like at the time, I was really big into like Lady Gaga and Beyonce and stuff like that. Which I mean, nothing wrong with that. I mean,
Okay.
I'm not ashamed of it at all.
You
Great
shouldn't
artist.
be. Beyonce literally just gave us the album of the summer.
She really did. She came out here swinging, just snap Drake's wig off. Just
No.
Drake had 2 seconds on them
Okay,
charts.
I'ma just say it's two different waves. Drake, baby, you still got, and this is not even coming from a Drake or Beyonce stan per se, but it's two different ways. I'll give Drake a listen when I want a specific vibe, and I will give Beyonce a listen when I want to look in the mirror and see fire in my eyes.
But so yeah, they went to like this rave thing or whatever. Like I said, I was kind of like iffy on electronic music. Like I wasn't really like my biggest thing.
That's very surprising.
All right,
to
that's
me,
why I said
actually.
it was. This is a life altering thing. They went and they came back with like a bunch of videos and like stories and all this like all the excitement and all the interesting things they saw, and I was just like, well, this is fucking ghetto because the only reason I couldn't go was because I'm like
You were
4 months younger than y'all or whatever.
Yikes.
I mean, I guess I could have like tried to sneak in, but like
No, don't live your life.
I would say too naive to do that. I was more so too lazy to do it. So as after I turned 18, I did end up having a chance to go to another one with them because they were like, "Oh, we're going to this one. Like, let's all go." And I was like, "Yes, I actually can go this time." It was a Halloween theme rave here in Atlanta at the.
Don't say Club Opera.
No, that's another one. What is that club called? Not the Tabernacle, because that's still open.
Oh, this club is closed.
Quad. The Quad.
You went to Quad.
Yes. If you're an OG Atlanta person, you know what the Quad is, and you know that place is Sketch City. Oh, Sketch.
I am so glad.
So I went to the Quad on Halloween night. Had the most amazing time of my life. I had a great time. Mind you, it was probably one of the first times I had like really went out at like 18 or whatever.
I think that's fair.
So you know, it's the novelty of being young and out here, and like I don't have a curfew, even though I had a curfew because my parents were not letting me come in anytime later than like 2 a.m.
I got a funny story about a curfew. But yes.
Same. I have multiple funny stories about a curfew. So I had such a fantastic time. And that really opened up the floodgates to where I am now, where like I like DJing electronic music, techno specifically. I go to a lot of shows. Mm-hmm. I've traveled for shows, honestly. And yeah, it's just been really interesting. Like I've met a lot of people via this medium. Like I've met like some really close friends. I've introduced other friends to it, like our ambiguous unnamed mutual friend.
I'm talking about a different person now.
Okay, she out here.
She was Boosie Babies when we met her.
And now she out here.
Woo, Johnson.
Yeah, okay. Drop some more photo lens in here.
Okay.
So yeah, I am very grateful for that experience. I actually still have pictures of that night. I wore
that's
like
so cute. You should print them out and put them like up. Like frame them. That would really be a
maybe.
Like, yeah, momentum.
So yeah. How about yourself?
So okay, I had to take a note of it because I was like,
that's
what
smart
have
because
I actually done, and what has someone introduced me? I could answer specifically like you could what someone has introduced me to, but I was just thinking like, what have I introduced my friends to? Like, I know specifically there was a friend that I introduced to cycling. And like, so I used to like to bike ride. Actually, let me not even say used to. I like to bike ride. I did recently get rid of the bike that I had because I plan on getting another one. But so I haven't been able to cycle as much as I normally do. I just have to rent bikes and just different things like that. But I introduced a specific person who really wasn't into bike riding. They really thought like it was... I don't even want to say what I think they thought it was. But yeah, so we went for a bike ride, and now they are literally like, I would want to say they've surpassed me. Like they have done multiple cycling races.
They live in Atlanta.
No.
I was gonna say that's why I don't like riding bikes. Riding bikes here means you die.
They did cycle in Atlanta. Like that's where we started cycling.
Atlanta is not a biking city. I would never ride a bike here.
Atlanta, it's weird because it's not just a disdain for bikers here. It's a pure hatred. Like they will try to kill you, run you off the road. Having cycled in like New York and in like all these like major cities. And there are more bike lanes than have ever been in Atlanta. Let me just say that. They are trying to transition to a more bike friendly. But like I have never encountered the anger that drivers have for bikers as much as I have in this city. I had somebody run me off the road before.
I think I knew you around that when that happened, I think.
Yeah, I think we had just met or something like that. But yeah, I was out of work because I was terribly injured. I had to get like stitches and stuff. And yeah, that was that was when I got my Mr. Biggs Mercedes Benz.
Oh yeah, you used that. Okay, Big Bertha was out here.
Big Bertha was out here because my mom was like, you ain't getting on a bike another day. We gonna give you this car and this is what you're gonna be driving. But yeah, I think that was probably like when I think about it comes to mind. And then for me, what I've been introduced to outside of midday naps by you,
because everyone needs a nap.
I didn't appreciate a midday nap more so than you. Was cooking. Somebody introduced me to cooking. And not in the sense of like, I cooked for myself. I've been cooking for myself since college. Like, and I knew how to cook. My parents told me how to cook. But it was more so like culinary. So yeah, like studying culinary techniques and experimenting with a wide variety of food and spices and just different things like that. This person was really into like just making, I don't want to sound cheesy, but like making art out of a meal. And so they were just like, yeah, you already like got the basics down. You know how to like use a lot of different things to cook, and you know like the basics of like spices and just different things like that. And so like really studying like different cuisine types, and it turned into a passion of like me. It literally for me, it's an excitement from finding the ingredients, like going to different markets and finding the spices and whatever I'm cooking with, or looking for rarities, like things that like maybe a pepper doesn't exist over here, so I gotta find like the market. I gotta go across town to get the pepper here. And so I really enjoyed that. And just we cooked together, and they taught me like the stillness of cooking, how you're in the kitchen, and oftentimes we cook to eat, yes, but like there's a stillness to cooking that I didn't really experience before they introduced me to that. And so now I do love cooking. I don't have any desire to be like a chef or anything. Not at all.
Like, I cook for survival. I do not like cooking. It's not my thing. On my Tinder bio, when I had one, I'm pretty sure I put in there looking for someone to cook for me long term.
That's fair.
Like, I can cook. Like, I'm not what I would say a bad cook. I just do not enjoy it.
I don't think you're a bad cook at all. Yeah, you just, and some people, and I get why some people don't, because it is a lot. Like, from start to finish, it's a process. It's a labor.
Like, maybe if I didn't work 40 hours a week, I would enjoy it more, because I could spend more time doing it. But, like, capitalism only leaves enough time for work, sleep, Chick-fil-A. That's it.
Ooh, wow. That's fair. They put something in there.
That hate chicken be hitting, yo. Oh my goodness. It'd be hitting something different.
It's the 21 hate herbs and spices they put in. Also, I think that's from KFC, so please don't sue us. Oh. Is KFC 21 herbs and spices? Is it Popeyes? I don't know. But whoever it is, don't come for us. But yeah, I almost cook every day. If not all 3 meals, at least 2 out of 3. And these are like quick meals. But I take time almost once a week to like make a very like intricate meal. Like I just made like a tiki masala from scratch. I just made like challah bread from scratch. Like just, and I enjoy it. Like I said, from finding the rare ingredients to mixing different spices together to it's almost like you see something come to life, and that's what art is, right? You just kind of like see it from conception, see it in its utero process, and then you see it birth, and then you see it grow from what it is. So, but like I said, I have no desire to be a chef at all. Like I don't want to be a chef. I don't bake a lot, but I have actually recently been getting a little bit more into baking. Baking is a little bit more scientific because you have to do exact measurements and different things like that. But yeah, that person who introduced me to cooking.
Whipping that Betty Crocker up. You hear me? Them Betty Crocker brownies.
Ain't nothing wrong because them brownies be slapping every time. Ain't mad at it. But yeah, so I would say having had this like experience with someone introducing you to something that has been so life altering, I would say just knowing you and knowing how much you love that genre, what would you say like the effect on your friendship was, or like even in the sense of like you introducing it to other people? And
honestly, this is no shade to anybody, it just like circumstantially ended up that way. I'm not actually super close with that group of friends anymore. Like we're so close, like I still talk to them maybe like once every month or so, like once every other month, but we're not nearly as close as before. Just because, you know, you grow up, life happens, you get jobs. Yeah. So I'm gonna talk more so on friendships I like kind of made from this space. Mm-hmm. So or like friendships that have gotten stronger due to the like that space or that hobby. So I've introduced a lot of friends to electronic music, honestly. Our ambiguous middle friend right over here, okay? Well, as I mentioned before, we brought her to a Will Clark show, which was really incredible. And after, because she was a little hesitant on the electronic music, I believe she calls it womp music,
or just being in that crowd in general,
or being in a crowd in general, really, right?
Yeah,
like that was really her
cup of tea. Look at her, got the best
going to
video
festivals
of her life with that
shows,
fail flip.
Okay, so definitely I have opened up my friends to different experiences for like, you know, now we get to experience something together. Now like we've gone to shows together, or we've traveled for shows and gone to shows here, and you know we're actually going to a show on, is that tomorrow? No, Thursday. Yeah. I can't believe Doja Cat said I don't want to be your woman, but we're not going to talk about it too long.
I'm not. No.
What we are going to talk about is the fact that Kate Trinata going to be at the stop before us, but we're getting snow allergens.
At this point, weekend with the missing noun, weekend. You're just pouring salt on the wound at this point. You chose to come to Atlanta without Kate Trinata?
Without Doja Cat?
I mean,
a girl who said I'm quitting music and the next day released a song?
You know, I'm off Doja Cat because, you know, you got, listen, that Doja is catting, that cat is screeching, and I'm not going to try to get clawed. So it is what it is. But when he announced who was going to be in the interim of her not being there, and I saw Kate Trinata's name at that show, and I was like, whoo, okay, I will take that. No disrespect, but I would have taken that to begin with. And then you tell me
everybody put this show
that Kate Trinata's not going to be at the Atlanta show. We actually are getting
Snow Benadryl and Mike Dean.
And again, no disrespect to this girl, I do not know. I don't know who Snow White is in this sense.
Okay,
I'm just
who her or her Slevin Doors.
Okay,
don't know who they are.
I can't. Outside of the Tyler collabs, I cannot name you 2 songs. So it's just.
We'll see. We'll post videos, maybe. Probably not. Yeah. But, so now, after introducing my friends to this new thing. Like, we talk about music more, or we go to different shows and stuff like that. So it's definitely brought us closer and gave us something else to bond over. Similar in experiences where someone introduced me to something. For example, what was this? I'm trying to think of something someone has introduced me to recently. Actually, okay, I guess this is a good example. Started watching Clone Wars, Star Wars Clone Wars by recommendation of someone, and I've been loving that.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I said someone, the person I'm dating. So I definitely think like introducing your friends to new things can of course bring you closer because you have something new to talk about and bond over. You can learn something new, honestly, like, depending what you're being introduced to, or I guess it really doesn't matter what you're being introduced to. Like you're experiencing something new and you're learning about it. And if it really like sparks something in you, you'll probably start deep diving it in and wanting to learn more about it and take it more seriously and stuff like that. So, how about you? Has it strengthened your relationships or changed your relationships?
It has because.
Girl,
Actually,
you gotta put the mic up to your mouth, girl. My goodness.
I was sitting here chilling.
We gotta get you a stand.
I've been looking into it, but things got to get paid for, and so here I am, like I'm on the stage.
We gotta record that ad so we can get this money.
Ooh, money. Yeah, I do feel like shared experiences create closer bonds for sure. Like you said, I mean, when you think about like significant memories or moments in your life, they're often tied to one of two things. They're often tied to the person who created that experience, or it's tied to the people you experienced it with. So I definitely think like it's important to, and this ties into like opening yourself up to people, right? And showing them who you are, being in that vulnerable state, and like saying, these are the things I enjoy, these are the things that I like. Those can create those shared experiences. So yeah, I definitely think it does do that. And I think like it strengthens some relationships, not just because of shared memories, but because you can also learn something about this individual. And you can, for me, a lot of times I feel like people are looking to experience life together with someone. And that doesn't necessarily mean just with someone, just one person, but just like with people. So when you feel like you have been able to share something that you're passionate about with them outside of like your dreams and your visions and different things like that, but just things you just enjoy on the side, because let's just be honest, well, I'm not even gonna say let's just be honest, but we don't oftentimes do a lot of things to necessarily make us money. We do them because we enjoy them. That's why there are more consumers than producers. So it's just like the world is built based off the fact that people want to consume things. And so when you feel like you can open up yourself and like, okay, well, this is just not who I am in the sense of like what I was created to do, but I also enjoy doing this on the side.
Right.
Yeah, it just like creates a stronger bond for me. I don't regret. I don't feel like ever having like been introduced to different things with my friends, or like having introduced them to things. Like even if, you know what I'm saying, your thing is like knitting or
not knitting,
speed racing, you look for people in your community. That's what like common interest is community. Like we have similar thoughts, we have similar beliefs, and we have similar interests. So I'm thankful. We've gone to quite a few shows. I will say, like, I hadn't really been at the point where we became friends and started going to shows like that. At that point, I kind of laid off on it. I wasn't heavy into that like techno scene to know like the new artists or like who was up and coming. I was kind of like stuck on my old school who I had heard years before. So I am thankful that you were like willing to be like, yeah, I'm listening to such and such, and I'm going to this show. Because I think the first time we went out, you were like, I'm going to this show on Friday if you want to come.
Yeah, I think, did we talk about this show? We might have not. I don't remember. But yeah,
That may have
I
been
don't regret introducing you to it. You know what you introduced me to?
what?
Therapy. Well, you contributed to me going to therapy at the very least, I should say. So
I'm appreciative of that. I'm appreciative
Same.
because I see the fruits of it. So
That makes one and a half of us. Because there'll be times I'd be like, I'm paying this man so much money for me not to get better.
Miguel, don't feel bad. You doing your job, bro. I feel
He
like
better. I pay top dollar for this. That's a lot of money.
And your mind is worth paying for. What's the saying? A mind is a terrible thing to waste. So it's worth paying top dollar for that.
I respect that.
For sure. Yeah. So I'm all for being open and not feeling like you have to keep things on a surface level with people, in the sense of just talking about what you think they want to hear, or be who you are.
Okay.
You will encounter the people who are meant to be in that circle with you that are supposed to be there. Now, if you introduce somebody, if you friends with someone and you all became friends on the premise that y'all both like to go to art shows or like music concerts, and then one day they tell you, yeah, and I also like to sacrifice guinea pigs, and that's not your stilo, then feel free to say that's not, you know what, that's not my stilo. I'm going to decline on the sacrifice. But
All our
thank
SVP
you.
is there. All our SVP is yes.
It,
No, I'm kidding. Yeah. You know, I have to agree. Like, you might meet someone or introduce someone to something. Or actually, let me rephrase that. You might be introduced to something by someone. You're just like, oh, you're really into this thing that is really not for me. It's okay to say no. Like, you don't have to go to it.
Yeah.
Or, you don't have to enjoy it just because your friend enjoys it or whatever. It's okay to have differences and enjoy different things than your friends. But, like, keep an open mind, I'm pretty reluctant to try new things, honestly. Like, I'm like, what? New? I'm good. I'm going to sit on my couch. But usually 9 times out of 10, I don't regret, like, trying whatever the person wanted me to try or, like, go do. So, go out there. Just take chances. Make mistakes.
Make mistakes.
Get messy, as Miss Frizzle says.
Oh, that she did say that. Yeah, and it's also okay if people are introducing you to things that you are finding completely contradict who you are, in the sense of like, now I don't feel like, there's a difference between like having different interests and like maybe we don't always agree on the same things as friends, versus like you're doing something that completely goes against who I am as a person. So maybe that can also, don't feel bad or ashamed to address that, or maybe even understand that is potentially not someone who needs to be in your life per se. So just paying attention. As people open up. Have you ever like had someone introduce something to you, or you're like, no, I'm not really with that? But do you?
Catholicism.
Somebody.
Yeah, I went to a Catholic church one time, and I was like, this is a lot.
And this person was like heavy into.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up Baptist, so like, who the hell am I? But like, and this was at a time where I was like full like in like Jesus mode, like had Jesus on my necklace and all that great wonderful stuff. But yeah, I went to a Catholic church, and this is no disrespect to Catholic people, like to each their own. Everyone has the right to practice and believe what they believe. It was just very intense. It was very intense. And like I said, I go to, or used to go to like Black Baptist churches, which were also probably intense to like
else's
somebody else,
eyes,
right? Like I'm sure if
yeah.
I brought them to my church, they were probably like, "Why are they dancing? Like, what's going on?" Even though I will say one thing I did enjoy about that church, they were in, out.
Oh,
We were in by 11. We were out by 12.
I thought you was about to say the dance and the praise, because when I tell you a good shout for me, a good
No.
a good Ty Tribbett just came out with a new album. Just doing something to my soul, but yes.
But yeah, like I said, no disrespect to anybody who's like Catholic and stuff like that. Like, go Jesus.
That's
You know,
fair.
big fan of most of his work. Like, I really like Dolphins and stuff. But just wasn't for me.
That's fair. Did it change the relationship you have with this person?
No, however, they ended up moving like a year after that, so we stopped being friends regardless. So,
That's fair.
but no, I didn't change anything. Like, it's not like I was just like, yes, hail Satan, and this is awful, and like, turning the cross upside down. Like, it just wasn't for me. I also had my own beliefs at that time, which was, that's where I stood in my religious experience at the time. So I wasn't really like open-minded to change that, or really wasn't looking to change that. So I went, I experienced it, I thought it was weird, and then that was it.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
No offense, once again, to any Catholic people.
Yeah, no, I mean it is what it is. Like you said, I feel like.
If you brought them to a Baptist church, like they probably
Yeah,
also did the same thing.
I have like brought people to church many a day, and they're like, "What is going on?" So, that is what it is. I get that. So, final thoughts on introducing your friends to your hobbies, or being introduced to your hobbies by your friends.
So on the introducing side of it, I would say, don't be afraid to invite people to things. You never know who might say yeah, or like, surprise you. Like, just because Susie Q seems to love reading and chilling at her house doesn't mean she doesn't necessarily want to go to like, the Meg Thee Stallion concert or something. Like, it's okay to, put some feelers out there. They say yes, cool. They say no, don't take it personally, or do. Maybe it's because they don't like you. That's not to say it's not possible.
Okay.
So, anything's possible. It could very well just be that they do not want to hang out with you.
I think if you're an alert person, you should be aware of whether
Right.
people want to be your person.
And then on the flip side of the person who is being invited, just keep an open mind. Like, if you want to go, or if you're interested in going, just go for it. Like, don't have any expectations. And especially don't do this. Do not talk down on whatever the person is interested in doing. Like, don't be like, oh, this is stupid, or I'm bored, or why would you be interested in this? Like, go. If you're not feeling it, you can always politely leave. You don't have to talk down on what they're interested in. But again, just keep an open mind. Go. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. The world is literally on fire. Might as well try something new. How about you?
Fair. I would say I agree with that, and I think for me it feels a little bit more personal when people that I am considering being in friendship with and our relationship is growing, that they open up more in that realm to be okay with expressing these are the things that they enjoy. And then not only telling me these are the things they enjoy, but kind of inviting me to enjoy them with them. So like I said, I feel like experiences bring us closer together. On the same spectrum, experiences can tear us apart. So if, you are going into an experience that you've never had before, let's say you never hiked before, or you have never traveled before, and you're going with someone, it's a lot of trust that goes into that with that individual, and I think that heightens the experience and the bond that you have with that person for sure. And I hope and pray that it's on the latter end. I'm sorry, not even on the latter end, but like on the better end. But even on the latter, where if it does kind of prove that maybe you don't enjoy the same things as this person, it's okay to reevaluate where that friendship stands, and understand that as two individuals there will be differences, and you don't have to experience everything together for sure. Like,
Oh yeah, absolutely not. There's plenty of things that we both enjoy that the other person doesn't, and it's like, you do you, girl. I'll see you when you get back.
okay, exactly. And so it's okay to like understand that someone has tried to invite you into something that you're not really into, and that's just one aspect of them. So you're looking at like the total person and who they are, and then also understanding that you being open in who you are and sharing your experiences with people is a vulnerable moment. And we talk a lot about there's no way to be in a relationship with people, friendship, whatever it is, without being vulnerable. It's just no way around it.
A lesson I'm struggling with. I'm like, wait. In order for us to like have a healthy relationship, I have to risk being hurt. That's not gonna work.
You have to be vulnerable. There is literally no way around it. Like, you have to have your heart. Your heart has to be open to it. So, yeah. Do you bring your friends in? You never know who would be interested in something. You never know what you would be interested in. This also ties into communication for me, because I feel like the more that you talk with someone, the more you get to know somebody and learn them, you'll learn these things about them. Like, it's not surface at this point, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah, those are my final thoughts. If you all have some thoughts on how you introduce your friends to your hobbies, what hobbies you've been introduced to, you can email us at thefriendshipuniversity@gmail.com. We're open. We are also on social media. We have a Twitter. Our little bird is chirping. It is at Funny Podcast. That is FUNI Podcast on Twitter. We also have an Instagram, Friendship University Podcast on Instagram. You can find us there. Let us know what you think. Please continue to rate us. Continue to be listeners. We thank you so much for supporting us. We are out here just talking. So it's a conversation. Though it's pre-recorded when you hear it, it's still a conversation with you. So we would love to know your thoughts.
I'm about to go home. I'm tired. Yeah. I'll see y'all next week.
Peace out.